Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another NGS matchup back in Division B East. Apparently my favorite place to be for what should be a good match. Team Training Wheels versus Durotan's Couch. While we're letting these teams get ready for Game 1 on Battlefield of Eternity, which was Durotan's Couch's choice of map. Let's take a look at where these teams are, how they got here, who the bands were. So this will be Team Training Wheels will have first pick in this upcoming draft. We can see the Durotan's Couch has been struggling a little bit with their promotion into Division B. Haven't managed to pick up a map win yet, and they do have a tough task in front of them with Team Training Wheels. Team Training Wheels, though, not without their own struggles. They looked spectacular in Week 1. Thoroughly impressed with their play. And since then, they've been a little bit up, a little bit down, picking up some games here, dropping some there. So a little inconsistency after the first very strong Week 1 showing. So Durotan's Couch definitely has an opportunity to pick up a game or two, possibly here in this set, if they can catch Team Training Wheels in one of their inconsistent games, because they've had these games where they look really strong, where they look like they're one of the very best teams in Div B East, and then they've had some not as good games. But they do have some extra motivation here tonight, does Team Training Wheels, because they are making their Nexus Gaming Series debut of their fantastic new Carbot Team logo. So you guys will see that in just a moment if you haven't already seen it. Their logo before was good. It was the material on a tricycle, but this one has been customized for them. So I thought we were going to get ready to go, but apparently we have one player having some issues, so he's going to restart up. But in the meantime, let's take a look at these standings. So Div B East, it's been all about Minion Miners and Ghillie Shark. They've really kind of set themselves ahead. Ghillie Shark still undefeated, but Minion Miners slightly ahead in points, simply due to the matches played. So over time, that will even out. We really want to keep an eyeball out for that Minion Miners Ghillie Shark matchup. But right behind them, sitting in third place, is Team Training Wheels. But you'll notice there's a big glut. The number of points difference between third place and ninth place is only 2. So many teams clumped up together. There's a lot of movement possible here in Div B East. Actually, both of the Division B coasts, East and West, are very competitive. All right. So here we go on to Battlefield of Eternity, where Team Training Wheels and their spectacular new logo will have first ban. The games I've been casting, I've been seeing a lot of is Thrall taken away from Durotan's Couch. That's got to be a targeted ban. Team Training Wheels likely doing their homework. What I started to say, what I've been seeing a lot of a noob Diablo, highly prioritized. There we go. Diablo taken away from Team Training Wheels. Highly prioritized in the first staged bans here. Tyrande, one of the top supports right now. A top win rate support in NGS. Second in games played, and so strong on Battlefield of Eternity. What's going on, Arrow? And thanks so much for the bits, guys. And then a Maiev ban. That is a great ban. Team Training Wheels does run Maiev, and then the insta-lock Rexar. Since his change a couple weeks ago, we've been seeing more and more of him. And he's been fairly successful. Last I checked the NGS stats, he was repping about a 56% win rate. And we've just kind of seen him slowly trickling back into the meta. And there is an Anna Abathur. Team Training Wheels, they're clearly getting exactly what they want because this draft is absolutely flying. So Giggleshmack going to be playing the Abathur. And then on the other side, Durotan's Couch, we haven't even talked about their draft, going with the Garrosh and the Hanzo. Hanzo really used to be first pick, first ban material here on Battlefield of Eternity until they nerfed that particular build. There's the Anubarak ban that I was talking about. I don't know if it would go Anubarak with this particular comp. Would Team Training Wheels? Interesting. I would kind of almost like to have seen that come out by Durotan's Couch, actually. You could use the Cocoon to just negate the clone, if that's what Abathur decided to go with. I would assume it's going to be clone, although since the change to a monstrosity, you do see it from time to time, but probably less likely on BOE. We're going to have Malfurion and Li Ming coming out by the Couch. And now let's see how Team Training Wheels is going to round out this super spicy comp. It's going to be Phoenix and a Muradin. So a big, beefy, triple-ish frontline with Rexar, Misha, and a Muradin. Solo damage Phoenix backed up with the 1.5 support of an Abba and Anna. So I assume that Durotan's Couch is probably going to take their time on this pick. See if there's anything they're overlooking. What card they have up their sleeve. And it's going to be Leor. So very interesting draft, particularly on the side of Team Training Wheels. I don't think I have seen an Abathur Rexar composition before, but I am curious, both as a caster and because we have those heroes in my team's pool. So I'm curious to see what they do with that combination in particular and how they choose to run those guys. I will say on the flip side, Durotan's Couch has a much better burn with Hanzo Li Ming, and actually I'm going to switch to here just so we can see how on point both of these teams are with their portrait synergy. So no advantage there. Portrait synergy lockstep from both of these squads. Wono calling for the Nano Haymaker, Nano Boosted Haymaker. I mean, I could see a Nano on a Muradin if you played it right and built it right. Could be effective. I've just never seen it. So, the blue team, Durotan's Couch, trying to pull off the upset, pick up their first map win. Here in NGS Season 6, we have Big Egg Roll on Garrosh, Captain Wedge on Janitor Leoric, the only Leoric skin, ladies and gentlemen. Wildcard on Hanzo, Afish is playing Li Ming, and Solm on Malfurion. The red team, Team Training Wheels, Giggleshmack repping the Slug Life with the Abathur, Confused on Phoenix, Taco Cat on Ana, Zhao on Candy King Muradin, and in the top lane, Rexar and Misha being played by Ryuken. I do think this is a matchup that Rexar is going to win pretty hard, especially the longer time goes by. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, now the Abathur Muradin hat is a combo that we have seen, that I have ran. It is absolutely brutal. Zhao just going in there and taking that globe directly away from Durotan's Couch. That is my globe. So, Pretty passive play here from both teams. I'm going to go check in on top here in just a minute. Muradin may have gone too far. There's the flip. Stun doesn't hit. Zhao forced a dwarf toss to safety. The lawn coming out from Solon. Just a little bit late. And as expected, his Captain Wedge has to play this very passive. Misha is actually anchoring in the bush here as opposed to Rexar. Rexar is kind of playing like a ranged auto attack here by Ryukin, and now Misha comes back out to join the party. Afish, there's the toss onto Zhao, and a nice flank by Afish. I actually thought he was going to go for that fountain, and maybe he will, but really floating around the perimeter, kind of isolated on his own. Zhao now is looking for him, going down. He saw that orb come from over there, and wanted to make sure that Li Ming did not stay there for much longer. Once again, Zhao eating another toss. He's taking a lot of free poke. Fully confident that Giggle Schmack on the Abba and Taco on the Ana are going to keep him healed up, combined with his own weight. And Team Training Wheels is kind of bullying them off these globes. That's the first one that I've seen Durotan's couch get here. Now Muradin, let's jump over. He's sharking around on this camp. He was hoping to catch Hanzo by himself with an Abba hat. Really aggressive play. From the side of Team Training Wheels, Zhao able to juke the orb and the magic missile. Now, Durotan's couch will be here. They will also take out the little mine nest laid out by Abba. Both teams rotating to their respective camps. Captain Wedge playing this very passive and smart. Old Wedge not making sure he doesn't get bullied here in the top lane. Zhao really sharking around, trying to find something. Now, one of the perks to Abba, as the mines go out here to protect, it looks like Team Training Wheels is going to move into defensive positions. So this means they're going to try to maximize that side soak as a flip and a toss. Zhao so low, able to dwarf toss away. Team Training Wheels moving into defensive positions except for Phoenix, who has rotated to the bottom lane as Malfurion, a little bit of an unforced error there, actually ate a boss stun, followed up by Misha the Bear. And then Rexar is actually able to finish the kill there. First blood over to Team Training Wheels. But Li Ming paying dividends right now. She's just hucking those orbs in there, but eats a face full of Stormbolt and then a hat for her trouble. Zhao going in deep, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the danger and ability of a Muradin with an Abba hat. But Captain Wedge trying to go in deep and gets counter-engaged on hard. You know, I haven't mentioned it. Leo is one of my favorite heroes to play, and I hate playing into an Ana as the Yorick. That Bio Grenade just cancels your drain, and it's so infuriating to have to deal with that. Wedge went in hard, thought he could get the counter kill onto the Zhao, but Taco Cat saying no sir, keeping Zhao up and also denying the self regeneration on Wedge. Halftime will go over a little messily perhaps, but will go over to the side of Durotan's couch. Wedge very low again. You would not know it that this is an early Abba. You know, early Abbas tend to be a little bit light in the body department, but with Misha here and Muradin being so durable, you just wouldn't know that this is a 5-on-4 here in the early game, as Durotan's couch is having one hell of a time stepping in to Team Training Wheels here. And Team Training Wheels just, they haven't really shown any interest in burning the Immortal, despite 4 kills to none, 3 of them in this Immortal phase, as Misha sitting in the flank gives Afish a face full of bear paw. Zhao jumping in, escapes with less than 100 hit points, but just look at how hard Team Training Wheels is absolutely bullying Durotan's couch. But they're unable to convert that into any kind of burn on the Immortal. And Zhao is very low on mana, so I just don't know how effective he's going to be. Afish has been able to, despite being harassed by Zhao and Misha, has been able to throw these orbs and magic missiles into the Immortal and get it largely down. And this first objective is going to go over to Durotan's couch eventually, although another kill, this time on the Hanzo. Misha going hard onto that Li Ming. Big Egg Roll is just having a monster of a time, keeping Muradin and Misha off of Li Ming, and there it goes. Finally, Afish able to get the angle, secure the first Immortal of the game for Durotan's couch. It will be a fairly strong Immortal. But at what cost? 5 unanswered kills. That objective went so long. I think one of the reasons Team Training Wheels didn't show any interest in the objective is they literally weren't interested in the objective. Their objective wasn't to actually win the Immortal. Their objective was to stall as long as humanly possible and let Abba body soak and let that XP lead stack up. And that was mission accomplished. Leoric is now coming in on the flank here. He is able to land the W and the Q onto Rexar himself. Now, this bottom fort may go down, however, level 10's very close. For Team Training Wheels, the fort does go down, as does Leoric, and level 10's have arrived. So despite the fort, now there's Zhao. He's looking like he's posturing for Playmaker or no. There's the Purification Salvo. Down goes Malfurion. Wildcard certainly going to fall next, and that is a 2-4-0 on the back of an instant initiation and look at that, Gigglesmack with the evolution there, kind of jumped over the wall to see if he could get a cheeky play there. So we already saw many of these, but Leoric, oh, I missed it, I'm sorry, Wedge, I should have caught that. Your kill in the solo on the Abathur. I.O. Wedge, a solo kill. Purification Salvo for Phoenix Avatar for Muradin. Ultimate Evolution for Abathur. Bestial Wrath for Rexar, and of course Nano Boost for Ana, because the other one is still banned. Zhao once again getting tossed. This time he gets rooted though. Finally they're able to punish Zhao for playing so aggressively. They've gotten so many tosses on the Muradin and are just unable to finish him. But this time Zol is able to get those the roots down, hold Muradin in place after the Dwarf Toss. Wildcard following up with the damage and able to finish off the kill. For the side of Durotan's couch, Entomb for Leoric, Wave of Force for Li Ming, maybe kind of thinking of a little displacement, able to keep herself up. She doesn't want to stand still for the Disintegration Beam, that is definitely true. Warlord's Challenge for Garrosh, Tranquility for Malfurion, and Dragon Arrow for Hanzo. Both sides capture their bruiser camps. It will be Durotan's couch that is here on the point first, so they will get the early objective burn. Team Training Wheels has arrived. An aggressive play by Zhao one more time in, and then tossed back out by Garrosh. But this is something we're seeing time and time again. Durotan's couch does not seem to have an answer for just this like in-your-face aggression by Misha and by Muradin. Like, there she goes, look, all the way in the backside, just fishing for anybody. And there goes Zhao, and Big Egg Rolls is forced to use that toss, not as an engagement, but it's a peel. He's constantly throwing Zhao the other direction. Tranquility used just so his team can try to escape safely. Li Ming still cut out a little bit there. Despite all of that, maybe a small win and a small window of opportunity here for Durotan's couch. His ultimate evolution is now out. So Durotan's couch trying to force their way in. They do land the Entomb, confused, able to teleport away. Ana is not, and down she goes. That is going to be a reset for Li Ming, and for the first time this game, Team Training Wheels is scattering in retreat. A great entombed there by Captain Wedge. They were able to land Confused in there as well, but Confused was really just a bonus. The target they wanted was Anna. They were able to land the Entomb on the Anna, wild card with fantastic Dragon Arrow follow-up, and she just had no chance to get away. So second objective, very likely going to planet, or to Durotan's couch here, but the counter engage, Purification Salvo, able to get Malfurion, and then Garrosh and Leoric, a triple kill onto Durotan's couch. They continue to win the objective. They're winning the battle, but losing the war. Wildcard trying to get some poke damage in there with those scatter arrows, but look at just how far out Misha is forcing them to zone away. Li Ming can't even get within range to do anything. Members of Durotan's couch are up now. They are on their way. However, the Evo and the regular Phoenix, 2 Phoenixes were burning. Zhao actually caught under towers in the Entomb, but the Abahat able to keep him up, and it is a nano-boosted Muradin. Durotan's couch going all in to try to finish the Immortal, and they will. So the second time they were losing the team fight, but do manage to actually win the Immortal. And it's a good thing they're winning. Great into the fray there by Big 8 Rolls, but he might pay for it with his life, trying to get away. A taunt used for peels, and unfortunately the Tranquility either too late or just coming off cooldown. And that's not going to let Durotan's couch do all too much with this Immortal. They can't step into this without Garrosh. There's just no way. Li Ming able to get the pick on the poor Misha. Leoric trying to maximize some of the off-lane soak, pushing in with the occasional catapults. In goes Zhao. Afish trying to juke with no mana. Teleport might not be available. There it is. The root's not quite on target. Zhao really wants this Li Ming. And with the hat on Muradin, he 100% can kill that Li Ming. Muradin with an Abahar hat is an absolute monster. Just look at how he's chunking out that Garrosh. I want to take a look at Zhao's build. I have a feeling he... the plural of Phoenix is Phenai. Thank you. I will remember that. The next time I have 2 Phoenixes, or Phenai, on the battlefield at the same time, I will do my best to work in the proper plural of Phoenix. Take a look at this Muradin build. I was wondering if instead of healing static, he went the bonus damage on the W if you hit a single target. Did not, but he did go the Executioner, so that's the big one. If you get the Executioner on Muradin, combined with the slow on the Abahat, Muradin can just do so much damage. So both sides trading pressure. Team Training Wheels taking bottom fort. Durotan's couch taking top fort. Now Team Training Wheels is rotating up. They have 16. The question is, will Durotan's couch overstay? It's gonna be close, but they will get out safely. Go very safe, very safe. Zhao wants that so bad. Durotan's couch gets out just in the nick of time. Leo still soaking bottom, doing everything he can to get 6, and I love this aggression by Team Training Wheels. Muradin has found somebody. He goes in on the Muradin, the root to save himself. Confused actually took a lot of damage. Tranquility doing their best to keep Garrosh up, but it's not enough. So much damage. A nano-boosted Phoenix. Now they're going to come down, take this Bruiser camp. Zhao is so aggressive on this Muradin. Now there is top and bottom lane pressure for Durotan's couch. They have Mercs coming in top, Kata's coming in bottom, so at some point you would think Team Training Wheels is going to have to address that. Abathur cannot do that. So 16 here for both sides. And it looks like Durotan's Couch doesn't want to fight for it. This time they're just going to trade. So the first objective of the game is going to go over to Team Training Wheels. It's just a matter of how many of the shields, how much of the shields, I should say, can Durotan's Couch chunk away. And look at this Team Training Wheels proccing the camp just in time to sort of help offset this pressure. A nice call here. So it looks like Durotan's Couch is going to try to catch. No, some indecision there. I don't think you defend from here. They do catch Anna. There's the arrow. There's the Li Ming. But the Li Ming combo didn't hit flush, and it allowed Taco Cat to escape. And then it's Leoric and Li Ming that went down. Oh my goodness. What a turn of events. Durotan's Couch had the trap laid, but the Li Ming combo didn't hit just right. And it left Anna with just enough health to get out. And now I think if you're Team Training Wheels, you are eyeballing a Game 1 win right here. Captain Wedge will be spawning shortly. The Immortal has about half health, a little less. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect example of why in this meta, if you know the other team has an Abathur player, you have to ban Abathur. Not all teams have that in their toolbox, but if they do, the tools that Abba gives you is just so good. And it looks like Game 1 will go over to Team Training Wheels. Alright, so there's our statistics for Game 1. And the talent builds, I want to check those out. So adjustments for Durotan's Couch. I think adjustment number 1, ban out Abathur. Gotta ban out Abathur. The Muradin was a monster, but it was a monster because of the Abba hat. And also they didn't have a way to deal with it. Like, honestly, it was so in your face. Just a really well run comp by Team Training Wheels. And if you remember in that first draft, the picks from Team Training Wheels were so fast. So I believe this is going to be Durotan's Couch's choice of battlefield. And we, ladies and gentlemen, will be going to Alterac Pass. The first time, I believe, this season, I've had the pleasure of casting on the newest battlefield in the game. New, of course, to the game and NGS specifically. Added to the map pool, replacing Braxis Holdout, thankfully. And now we'll get to enjoy Alterac Pass here in Game 2. I love it when these teams move quickly like this, so I don't have to talk to myself for too long between games. These guys really flying along. Oh, right when I said that these guys are flying along, somebody had to go get a glass of water. So Alterac Pass, one of the maybe only battlefields where possibly the mid lane is the most important. It allows the most control over the points, both top and bottom. If you have your mid fort, it allows you the chance to poke from safely within your own fortifications. When that's not there, you don't have that safe haven. Also, the center lane mercenaries, the bruisers, are when they push harder than the bosses do on this. The bosses on this battleground are kind of weak sauce. So this may be the only battleground where middle is so heavily prioritized over top or bottom. Usually it's one or the other on most of these maps. And the first objective, by the nature of it, with the triple push, is really, really important. So you don't want to fall too far behind by losing that first objective. I do not think that Team Training Wheels will opt for a strategy of losing the first objective again. So Durotan's Couch, still trying to pick up that first win of the season, that first map win, get that monkey off the back. I really think that game one was the draft slanted so far in favor of Team Training Wheels. I didn't see anything in that first game to where if Durotan's Couch wins the draft or drafts even, I think in the state of the game right now, if they can keep the game close, win a late game fight, they can steal one of these games. I believe that, but you can't lose the draft quite that hard. All right, so hopefully these guys are about ready to go. Nope, still waiting on. Come on, Wedge. All right. I was just about to put the BRB screen up too, but apparently we got the R's. We got the fidget spinners. We're ready to rock and roll for game 2. Durotan's Couch, Team Training Wheels, NGS Division B East. Welcome to Alterac Pass, the very first time I believe I'm casting a competitive match on this battleground. Pretty excited about it, actually. This is I really like the aesthetic of Alterac Pass. I think it's a very visually good-looking battlefield, and it's, well, not my favorite battleground, certainly not my least favorite either. So first game for Team Training Wheels under their new Carbot logo, and they come out in style. Once again, Thrall banned out. That has got to be a targeted ban against Durotan's Couch. And let's see the Abathur ban, guys. Here it is. Abathur ban. Abathur ban. Nope, still staying with the Diablo, but they do have one more. I want to see if they let it through. Second ban coming out from Team Training Wheels. One of the other issues last game, and this is Tyrande again, so nothing changing for Team Training Wheels despite a very drastically different map. One of the other big problems last game was Anna as well. She's so strong, and they stick with the Maiev. So still going to leave Abba up, and once it... So this draft is identical to game 1 until this point. The bans are the same for both teams. First pick Rexar, same for both teams. And if you're Durotan's Couch, you have to change this up. Something has to change. I mean, if you don't take Anna or Abba here, Team Training Wheels is gonna, right? Am I crazy? Mal'Ganis, who I haven't seen a whole lot of this season after making a big splash late last season. Yeah, I mean, if your Team Training Wheels, if it's not broken, don't mix it. This has to be a Muradin ban. Do not let Muradin through. Please. I didn't know that, Zulrul. 6th most pick. I've casted a lot this season, and this is the first time I've seen it, so that's surprising to me. But that's a great fun fact. I mean, if you're team training, if I'm team training wheels, I literally don't change a thing. I'm gonna grab the Muradin again, unless Durotan's Couch is gonna pick it as a denial, but I don't know if you go a Mal'Ganis Muradin frontline. I think if I am Durotan's Couch in the beginning of this draft, I guess I let the Diablo through. I don't let the Maiev through because I know they play him, but you gotta ban the Abathur. Now they're gonna go Rexxar, Mephisto, and I mean, this is gonna be Phoenix Muradin, right? Okay, well I was wrong. So it's gonna be a little different. Team Training Wheels deciding to change it up, going with Junkrat and Uther. Double support Abacomp. No Muradin, which after the way the last game went, I thought was a no-brainer selection. And there's the curveball that Durotan's Couch is going to try to bring out. They're going to play the Lost Viking. Well, it's spicy. And I will say, the wave clear coming out for Team Training Wheels is not spectacular. Anna doesn't have very good wave clear. Uther doesn't have very good wave clear. Abathur, I mean, the only one that has really legit wave clear is Junkrat. So maybe that's the answer for Durotan's Couch, is the lack of wave clear. And if... Well, let me introduce our teams, then I'll finish that thought. That if. The blue team, hoping to Lost Vikings their way to their first map win this season, Durotan's Couch. Big egg roll on Mal'Ganis. Wild card on Greymane. Soln on Rhaegar. Afish on Mephisto. And Wedge playing all three of our Viking friends today. The red team, Team Training Wheels, sporting their splendiferous new Carbet logo. Giggleshmack back on a noob. Taco Cat back on Anna. And trying to build up those Stats of the Storm B-Step stats, and that's how you do it here in the pregame. Confused on Junkrat. Ryukin on Rexxar and Misha. Zhao on Uther. If Durotan's Couch is able to get a map win here, as Taco Cat is caught out, stunned, slept, Greymane dead. First blood 35 seconds into the game on an aggressive, maybe reckless rotation with no one showing. Team Training Wheels, you can't get overly confident after a dominating round 1 win. Game 1 win, I should say. If Team Training Wheels loses this game, it's going to go back to that draft and maybe playing with overconfidence. So, certainly, I believe that's Eric. Oh, no! And was that an Abathur hat? Got one of the Vikings mid. And then an Abathur hat got the other Viking mid. Wedge, you got to take better care of your Vikings. So it looks like they're going to leave Abba to soak mid, Rexxar to soak top, and then the rest of these teams will just continue to brawl here in the bottom lane. Zhao caught out, slept, concussion mine for Peels. He puts the Hammer of Justice onto Wildcard. tanks the tower a little bit. Once again, Zhao caught out. I don't know if he's going to get out this time, but he does. Double support, plus the poke and the disruption from Confused on the Junkrat. Abba soaking 2 lanes, while Rexar and Misha solo the camp. That will certainly force a response from the side of Durotan's couch, and they do rotate away. So the objectives is really going to be where the Lost Vikings pays for their pick. If they can, they being Durotan's couch, draw out this objective just like Team Training Wheels did in game number 1 with the Abathur, as Olaf caught out and taken down in the mid lane. If Durotan's couch can just draw out these objectives and force these long, drawn-out fights, maybe they get some kind of advantage from the Vikings, but it's going to be partially negated by the fact that Abba can kind of counteract that himself with the global double soak. So unlike Game 1, Game 2, Team Training Wheels getting right onto that point. Misha holding back the entire team for long enough for them to channel. Now with no Misha on the battlefield, Durotan's couch is stepping in hard. A lot of CC going on to wildcard though. Zhao may be a little bit too deep, and he is. The objective reset by Durotan's couch. And I don't see any way that Durotan's couch can get this objective with a Misha and a Junkrat until they secure kills. They have to secure kills to do that. There's just too much disruption and poke from the Junkrat and Misha. Look, stepping in way, way deep. Zhao running at Captain Wedge with his axe, and they see, there it is, the concussion mine again. Ash stunned out, this time by Zhao. Confused coming in on the flank with all those mines. Balog is brought down by minions. I wonder if that was an Abahat and finished by the minions, and this is what I'm talking about. Durotan's couch cannot channel this as long as Junkrat is around. It's permanently stalled out. But look at the experience, ladies and gentlemen. The Vikings are paying off. These objectives are going long. And over a full level lead now by Durotan's couch. They were finally able to channel this objective, and this is not the start that Team Training Wheels wanted. They're going to lose the first objective, very likely, here in 5.3 seconds. They're already a full level and a half down in XP. Rexar is caught out, forced to take a nap. They're not able to finish him off. And there goes the objective. So that's pretty much exactly what Durotan's couch wanted. The objective went long. They were able to get a soak advantage. Abathur only, can only keep up with some of that Viking soak. He can't keep up with all of it. And that's going to be Bloodlust. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Bloodlust allowing Wildcard to go absolutely crazy and finally secure the kill on the Uther. Now over two full level leads. We have played it again. I believe that's Consume Souls, it is. Carrion Swarm, Bloodlust, Greymane to be determined. But Durotan's couch, partially as a result, I think, of an overconfident draft from Team Training Wheels, combined with the curveball that the Vikings are, they're rolling here in the early game, almost at level 11. 2 full leads. Not even 10s here. Now they're gonna rotate to boss, I assume. With Rhaegar and Greymane, their boss burn is really good. They're not gonna lose any soak in the other lanes. Bribery did pick up the mid lane burst. Wildcard, unfortunately, eating a little too much boss damage. However, here comes Team Training Wheels. They're sniffing around. They don't have 10 yet. Here comes Zhao. There comes the plate again. All the Vikings are now here. There's the concussion mine trying to blow them off while Zhao stands on it. That is not going to work. Anna goes down. Uther goes down. Junkrat goes down. The boss goes over to Durotan's couch. Either a desperate or greedy play by Team Training Wheels. I think desperate, though. They recognize just where this game is at, because they are absolutely on the back foot, and I don't, barring some just kind of bizarro series of team fights going their way, the path to comeback in this game is long indeed. And it is going to be Cursed Bullet, as Greymane finally chooses his heroic, and it just went out a moment ago. Down goes Misha. Boss, and the bosses on Alterac Pass are low. A Divine Storm come out by Zhao, and a great concussion mine. Bloodlust on his way out for the move speed. The Riptire was killed, and that saved Greymane. No two ways about it. If Durotan's couch gets out of this without losing a man, I am going to be absolutely shocked, and they do. Two members were concussion mined the wrong direction. Greymane and Rhaegar were absolutely dead to rights. Wolf Bros in a lot of trouble, but a timely Bloodlust, not for the damage, but to help those guys get out of there. And that, combined with the killing of the Riptire, able to make all members of Durotan's couch get away. They have reset, they have secured the mercs, and now they're going to push in to reset this objective. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, this keep is getting pressed hard by the Vikings. Zhao getting chunked by Cursed Bullet, running for his life. He will not escape. Afish resets the objective. Now Gannis getting onto the Rexar. Misha going down in the back line, making Junkrat and Anna both take a nap. Concussion mine used to peel, as Durotan's couch has absolutely taken this game by the throat. If I'm Team Training Wheels here, I don't know what the answer is, to be honest. They're constantly under pressure. The other part of the map, they haven't really been able to get value out of Abba, because he's been doing his best to keep track of the Vikings with limited success. Zhao does get the Divine Storm out and does not die. One of the Vikings falls, and Durotan's couch now running away, and Team Training Wheels with 0.6 seconds left. They're able to reset the objective, but still no members of Durotan's couch going down. If Team Training Wheels cannot secure kills, they're going to be bled out by the Vikings. They have to get kills, and they have been completely unable to do so. Level 16 to 12. Once again, Durotan's couch just resets and re-engages. Bloodlust. Everybody pressing their R's. Team Training Wheels is getting melted. Uther the first to fall. Junkrat probably next. Nope, it's Anna, then Junkrat. Rexar is going to be run down by a mob of angry Vikings. The beginning of the end for Game 2. Objective soon to be secured. And this bottom keep will go down very soon.
Time to show them what the Stormpikes can do.
So not quite confident in victory yet. Want to make sure that they leave nothing to doubt, and I like this call. The boss on, or the core here at Alterac Pass, of course, gets weaker with each of these keeps that goes down, and if you don't finish it off, it heals, so you want to make sure you get it right. Divine Storm does not get value there. Misha goes down. Here comes the Riptire, attempting to finish Wild Card, and it does. Mid keep still going down, and there it goes. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Durotan's Couch finally picking up their first map win this season, an upset map 2 win over Team Training Wheels, forcing a Game 3 and setting up the possibility of not just a map win, but a match win, which would be an upset. And I'm gonna lay that one at the feet, I think, of an overconfident Team Training Wheels. To be honest, they had the hatted Muradin again, and they opted to go with a double support Uther Junkrat, and then they just had no answer for the Vikings. If I get a chance, I really would like to get a chance to ask those guys about this particular draft and this particular comp, but without any inside information, it's easy to look at that draft and you look at a team that's been fairly successful this season, is sitting at the top of the standings in Team Training Wheels, and Durotan's Couch that has been struggling a little and hasn't picked up a map win yet, and it just it feels like an overconfidence game there from Team Training Wheels, and I think it bit them a little bit. I think they were a little bit too confident going into that Game 2. Durotan's Couch came out with the Vikings. They had a plan. They stuck with it. They ran with a bloodlusted Rhaegar. And now we will be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. And this will be Team Training Wheels' choice of battlefield, opting to take map pick instead of first pick. And I think this draft, you're going to see something a little more standard, something more straightforward, and I think you're going to see a razor-focused Team Training Wheels team here. I think you're going to see a different, maybe a little bit of a team that was woken up a little bit after that Game 2 loss. All right, we're going to put up the BRB screen. We'll be back in about 30 seconds or so for Game 3. All right, we are back for game 3 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. One of these teams going to pick up the match win and the second point, but both of them will be going home today with at least 1 point in the standings. And this will be the first time that we see Durotan's Couch actually get a first pick. So I am interested in if the first 2 drafts were so similar. In the early part of it, at least, the bands were identical. The first pick was identical. But now, with Durotan's Couch having first pick, is something going to change? Let's find out. So every other game, it's been Diablo Maya. Still Diablo. And on the flip side, every other game, it's been Thrall and Tyrande. This time it's Rexxar, so Team Training Wheels is really riding that Rexxar bandwagon. They first pick him both games. They first ban him here at Tomb of the Spider Queen. And let me guess, Maya. Nailed it. Nailed it. Maiev ban coming out by Durotan's Couch. And then a Deckard Cain ban coming out from Team Training Wheels. So let's see who Durotan's Couch prioritizes for first pick, and they're going with Johanna. This and probably Infernal Shrines are Johanna's 2 best maps. Boy, Team Training Wheels flying with the drafts, getting Tyrande and Jaina. So blow-up potential already there on the side of Team Training Wheels. Frontline locked in by Durotan's Couch in Johanna. Oh my god, I'm a terrible, oh my goodness. You would think that I've done this before. Okay, there's the draft screen. My apologies. But luckily, my description of what was going on was so good that you guys didn't really need to see it. And we have an Orphea sighting, ladies and gentlemen. Orphea Malfurion coming out for Durotan's Couch. Blaze banned out by Team Training Wheels. Now, I don't think you're going to see Abba banned out on Tomb. This is not typically a battlefield that you see Abathur. It has been done. It's not like completely out of the question, but not high in the Tomb meta, and they do ban out the Anubarak. No tank yet for Team Training Wheels. So I really like that Anubarak ban. So let's see what's on the docket here for Team Training Wheel. Who are they going to select to carry themselves to a Game 3 and match victory? It's going to be Garrosh and Hanzo. Giggleshmack's been playing a lot of Hanzo this season. It's actually been Hanzo and Orphea. There have been a couple games where they banned one, and then he did the other, and then they banned the other, and he goes back to the first one. Been really strong on those backliners. The last time I casted Dao playing Garrosh, it was a clinic. So Team Training Wheels, these are like kind of their comfort heroes, I would say. This is their meat and potatoes comp that we're seeing over here. And a Cassia Leoric coming out for Durotan's Couch. So after a couple of unique and spicy drafts here in our Games 1 and Games 2, Pending this last pick, this game 3 looks a lot more standard, and it's going to be both teams going with the tank and a bruiser, 2 backline damage dealers, a kind of mage and a more auto-attacky style hero, and a support. So very standard drafts from both sides. Off we're going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. I don't know if there's either of these drafts that I favor particularly one more than the other. I will highlight the Orphea, though. Orphea is one of those heroes that if she's played right and hits her buttons, is one of the closest things to a carry hero we have in Heroes of the Storm. If you haven't seen the clips, go check out the first or second episode of Nexus Edge. The top play was Rexpa on Orphea during the Thursday night showdown, really showing what that hero is capable of. So I think keep an eye on that Orphea. If there's going to be a hero that stands out, could be her. We'll see. So game number 3, the blue team, Durotan's Couch, fresh off of their first map win in game number 2. Wedge on Janitor Leoric riding Wonder William. Big egg rolls on Johanna. Afish on Orphea. Soln on Malfurion. And Wildcard on Cassia. And Team Training Wheels, Zhao riding the, I forget, what's that one? Zhao playing Garrosh, Taco Cat playing Tyrande, Ryukin on Artanis, Confused on Jaina, and Gigglesmack on Hunt. So Zhao looking for a target, and he has found it. Orphea running for her life, not able to get her. And then eats just a whole mess of Orphea damage for his trouble there. Afish was just fast enough, like a half a step, to get away from a charging Zhao on that Garrosh. There's the toss on the Cassia. Lunar Flare stuns. Hunter's Mark comes out too. Damage not quite gonna be there. But these early trades, you look at the health bars, slightly in favor of Durotan's Couch. After this rotation, we'll go check in on the solo laners, make sure those guys get their love on the cast. Always hearing the 4-man. Captain Wedge getting beaten up a little bit. Leo becomes a much better solo laner after 4 with Neil Peasants. His wave clear just spikes significantly. This Johanna-led 4-man rotation heavily in favor right now of Durotan's Couch, as really the only super strong wave clear hero for the side of Team Training Wheels is Jaina, and she's so cooldown dependent. Garrosh and Tyrande basically provide nothing with that. And as a result, Team Training Wheels has fallen far enough behind that Zhao feels necessary to break away from the 4-man to make sure to catch this wave and not miss any. So a little small, very so small advantage to Durotan's Couch here in the first minute or so of the game. Ryukin putting a number here on Wedge here in the bottom. He's just passively soaking here, making sure he doesn't get beaten up anymore. And then there's an on-the-way ping from Cassia. So Cassia rotating down. Ryukin moved to the safe side, so maybe smelled something there. Wedge baited her in, though. There goes the blind. Bonus damage. Q does miss. Wildcard into tower range, though. However, Gilshmack has arrived to reinforce, and both teams coming down to reinforce. Pretty low health bars all around, but nobody able to secure any kills. That was a pretty strong rotation there from both teams. Swap onto Captain Wedge. He is able to land his Drained Hope for some bonus health there. Off camera, Durotan's Couch was actually able to sneak in 20 gems. Zhao has caught and stunned Orphea. There's the Lunar Flare. Jaina is there for the damage, but actually Orphea turns on Confused and drives her away before finally falling. In the meantime, bottom lane, they're able to catch both Leoric and Cassia. Hanzo and Artanis there. 2 kills. That's a big momentum swing, as Durotan's Couch was looking looking really solid in favor. Well, it's not solid like they're winning, but they were looking real strong here in the early game. But 3 quick unanswered kills coming out from Team Training Wheels. And they're 1 gem away from having the first turn-in of the game here. Of course, Durotan's Couch not close due to the gems that they lost with those 3 kills. And once again, Leoric here trying to take this camp away. Once again, Cassia's here. And look at that mini-map. Both teams are coming down in force. Sal with the aggressive rotation. This time, Wedge and Cassia wisely back away. I don't want any part of that this time around. That was a full team rotation from the side of Team Training Wheels. They really wanted to get that siege camp there in the bottom lane. And this will certainly be turn-in coming over for Team Training Wheels.
My magic is yours.
So usually on Tomb of the Spider Queen, these teams tend to prioritize the boss lane. The top lane is the easiest and most common win condition on Tomb. So just as Team Training Wheels is doing now, teams tend to prioritize it over the other lanes. 3 members in the top lane, 1 in each of the others for Team Training Wheels, and actually 4 members here defending. But Wildcard is caught and stunned, and down she goes. Zhao is just so good on the Garrosh. Despite the death of Cassia, was a fairly stout defense, only losing a tower. In the mid lane, though, as Hanzo was pushing Orphea going down, it just toss after toss. Taco Cat is really on the money, and if you get a Lunar Flare into a toss into the Groundbreaker into the Lunar Flare, there is basically 0 chance. If you're not named Johanna, and you're a member of Durotan's Couch, that you're going to get yourself out of that situation. It's just not likely to happen. So full level lead for the side of Team Training Wheels. 5 unanswered kills and a slight structure lead as well. Silver lining for Durotan's Couch, they do have enough gems for their first turn-in if they can do it here quickly, but they don't want to wait too long, otherwise they're going to be turning into 10 advantage and really not going to be able to do much with it, and it doesn't look like they're going to try and force. So 10's going to be on board for Team Training Wheels here very soon. Wedge continuing to struggle into an unfavorable matchup here in the Artanis, really beating him up. Even when he hits the Drain Hope, that dash is just there to get him out. And maybe the longer range Spooky Hand would have served Wedge better there for that reason. So we have Purifier Beam, Water Elemental, that is Shadowstalk, I believe, yes. Warlord's Challenge, and Dragon Arrow. So level 10s are here for Team Training Wheels as well as the mid-bruiser camp. But Durotan's Couch opting to turn in and try to stunt this 10 advantage. They have the Groundbreaker onto Orphea. She is able to quickly juke out of Garrosh's reach. Durotan's Couch waiting so desperately for their level 10s, which are so close, and they also don't want to fight into the spell armor. And there we go, level 10s. We have Entomb, is that Crushing Jaws? No, Eternal Feast, Blessed Shield, Ball, Lightning, and Tranquility for Malfure. The Durotan's Couch really pushing in on this mid lane. A huge flank from Wedge, and they land on a Tyrande. She is not getting out of this. Neither is Garrosh. What a play by Wedge. A big flank with Eternal Feast underneath it. Tyrande and Garrosh had absolutely no chance. Wow, what a great play there by Durotan's Couch, and they really needed that to steal the momentum a little bit. Somebody clip that for me, please. Fantastic play by Durotan's Couch. They have finished off the mid-fort, and now moving into the top lane to try to eliminate this structure as well. As I saw that developing, I was really questioning that move there by dismount him, Big Eggles. Don't let Zhao move around on his mount. Throw that flashlight on him. Oh, Affish gets hit with the swap. There goes the Dragon Arrow to follow up, plus the Lunar Flare, plus the Purification Beam. Down goes Orphea. Even if Tranquility was up to start that, Orphea was not getting out of it. I was really questioning that big flank from Wedge, but what do I know? Holy moly. And immediately turning that one kill into a boss play for Team Training Wheels. Leoric, in the meantime, maximizing bottom value as much as he can. Getting soak and structure damage there in that bottom lane. Boss currently unopposed in the top. Team Training Wheels actually getting a boss and turn. Zhao trying to cut off the rotation. There you go. Dismount that boy. Don't let Zhao walk around on his mount looking to throw somebody. Get him off that horse. Top fort for Durotan's Couch is going to go down. Wedge fishing around for that big entomb again, but his team is pretty far away. Rain Hope doesn't hit. All 5 members of Durotan Couch are here, as are all 5 members of Team Training Wheels. Don't really want to fight under the boss, though. You don't want to eat that stun. Groundbreaker comes out. Great Divine Shield by Johanna there. Dragon Arrow got minimal value as well. So Leoric in the mid lane still maximizing soak. This is a 5-on-4 in favor of Team Training Wheels, but Wildcard is not getting out of that. A swap into all of that stuff means Cassia will go down, as will very likely this top fort. But Affish going in hard, chunking out members of Team Training Wheels, forcing them back, and a hard re-engage by Durotan's Couch. This is the kind of carry potential I was talking about with Orphea. When she pops off big, and I am shocked that Durotan's Couch, despite the pick on the Cassia, actually able to keep their top keep alive. Great defense, great play by Affish there on Orphea to chunk out Team Training Wheels and force them back.
The web weavers fall.
So Team Training Wheels, they're going to get the Siege Giants, while the members of Durotan's Couch pick up their Bruiser Camp here. Both teams do have 13 talent tier. However, Durotan's Couch is sitting on a lot of gems. They are, I'm sure, anxious to get those in. They are scattered a little bit here around the battlefield. Team Training Wheels is a little more cohesive in their 5-man, whereas Durotan's Couch is a little more willing to split up to accomplish what they want to get done here. Leoric has been all by himself for a significant portion of this game. So teams kind of grasping for each other. Neither one really knows where the other is at. You can see them kind of fishing for each other as both teams collect soak. Now Durotan's Couch feels confident enough to clear out this mid-camp. They did go for a swap onto the Leo in the bottom. Didn't hit it. These 3 members, though, of Team Training Wheels are a little bit exposed. There goes Wedge. He wants that entomb. He does hit the slow. He wants the entomb. He gets it. There's the 2. It only gets the Darash. What an into the fray by Zhao to get Taco Cat out alive. Do they finish Zhao? No! Oh my goodness, Zhao. What an into the fray, saving Taco Cat and completely turning that fight as Cassia went down on the backside. Durotan's Couch invested so much into that Entomb Eternal Feast combo. When they weren't able to get a kill off it, things just went south in a hurry. Johanna needs to stay alive with those 44 gems. Groundbreaker does catch her and finishes off Johanna. Most of those gems will not be recovered, but you can... No. Soln wants that kill so badly, but a good call to back up. In the meantime, Team Training Wheels rotated to the top lane. They're going to finish this keep off from earlier with Johanna down. Ball Lightning goes out to try to deter them, But Team Training Wheels, actually, the retreat ping is coming out. I question this move by Wedge, and he does as well. He simply ghost walks back to safety with his team. Despite the loss of gems, Durotan's couch is still well with enough gems in hand to turn in. Team Training Wheels is kind of sharking around the map, looking for more and more gems, slowly increasing their collection. I'd like to see them just kind of drop them to get them off their body, just in case. But they don't really seem to have too much interest in doing that. Both teams at level 16. Soln anxiously turning in his 27, but Giggleshmack with the Sonic Arrow interrupt, actually. Now the Dragon Arrow interrupt, but it's actually eaten by Cassia. So once again, on the Dragon Arrow, just not a lot of value with it. Maybe more patience there by Giggleshmack just to wait to get a good one. Turn in for Durotan's couch. Let's see what kind of value they can get out of this. They are grouping in the top lane. There is no top wall. The wave is already here. There's the flip onto Leo. He gets away with about half health. The Purifier Beam does go onto Malfurion, negating him from this fight as he's too busy running for his life. There's the Entomb and the Internal Feast, though, just doesn't get enough value. Leo goes down, Orphea goes down, Malf goes down, Cassia goes down, and that is a 4 for naught. And Team Training Wheels, I believe this is going to be the victory march. Popkeep finally goes down. Now they will march onto the core. This will likely be game 2 and the match, going over to Team Training Wheels, able to debut their new Harbit Loco with a 2-1 victory over Durotan's couch. Maybe. I mean, I've seen weirder things happen. They are coming up, but I think it's going to be too little too late. Or is it? Oh my goodness. What just happened? I put the caster curse on Team Training Wheels. Not only did they not win the game, they got absolutely crushed, and they're going to counter march to victory here down mid lane. Durotan's couch. Wedge, what are you doing? Get on core, buddy. What just happened? Now, members of... I don't want to say that they're going to win this because members of Team Training Wheels are coming up here in less than 10 seconds. They don't have an Orphea, so I don't think it'll matter, but... a nice Entomb there, buying an extra couple seconds for Captain Wedge. Holy cow! What a defense. What a terrible caster putting that curse on Team Training Wheels. And Durotan's couch, ladies and gentlemen, with the upset of third place Team Training Wheels. What a game 3. What a core defense. I'm going to get Wedge in here, and we're going to talk about that. Holy cow. Wow.
Hello.
Wow. I feel like I owe an apology to Team Training Wheels, because when you go and watch that cast, Wedge, I already called the game. I said it was over. That's a 2-1 in favor of Team Training Wheels. And then I proceeded to watch you guys exit your Hall of Storms and completely obliterate their entire team. And you guys didn't even leave any drama. You didn't leave it at like 2%. You had a full 16% left on your core. I mean, we're going to go back and talk about the other first 2 games, but what was that like there at the end, man? That was pretty crazy.
I don't know. 16% is pretty scary against the Jaina and Artanis. I don't know. It might as well have been 2% for how it felt. That was a hell of a push by them at the end. For them to be able to get that fight on us and then to be able to push that to the keep and to be able to take that right to the core, that was terrifying as all hell. They did a great job of like picking the right fights on Tomb, and we did not. So we just managed to get lucky with pulling off the defense when we needed to.
So, first map win of the season. First match win of the season against a team that's been flying pretty high so far this season. How's that feel?
Really unexpected. We haven't. We've pretty much just gone into the season like thinking that we want to just have fun, play nice and chill, have pretty low expectations. So being able to pull out a win like this gets like a fun group of guys like Team Training Wheels. We really appreciated them going for the Abathur Rexar twice in a row. We really respected that. Yeah, no, we're just riding high right now.
So game 2, Lost Vikings. How quickly after game 1 did you guys decide to go with a Vikings game 2?
I mean, it wasn't really quickly deciding to go for the Vikings game 2. It's just, I mean, we always know that we have the option of Vikings. So it's like, hey, this draft is like looking really nice for Vikings pick. We're last pick, it's pretty safe. Let's just try it and see what happens.
All right, well, fair enough. You guys gave us some clip-worthy moments in that game 3. I'm not going to lie, when you came in for that big flank with that Entomb early in the game, I was questioning your choices, Wedge, but you proved me wrong.
I mean, that's why I choose the Orc, so I can feed more, you know?
It's not feeding if you're on the Orc, it's called trait value.
Exactly. And then I'm slowing them down so my teammates can hit their skill shots more easily. I'm just being a team player, that's all.
And giving vision, of course.
Mm-hmm. Useful things.
Where does the couch go next, and any shout-outs for you?
So the couch is going to be going up against Jailbait tomorrow, which that's going to be a good time. We had Dastrogen actually filling in as sub for us quite a few seasons ago, so we're pretty good friends with him. So that'll be a good time to go up against them. But yeah, just wanted to really shout out my team for like basically staying really calm throughout all that and being able to like pull things out there at the end. And also big shout out to Team Training Wheels for really making us respect the Rexar game 1. That was the double Rexar with 2 bears eating all of our skill shots was not a fun time.
And the YOLO Muradin, that whole game, man. I was just watching them roll over you guys, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell them.
It was just a dwarf getting all up in our face. We didn't like it.
All right, Wedge. Well, congrats, man. Enjoy the win. Tell the teammates I said hi. And we'll catch you around, bud.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for the cast, by the way.
Anytime, my friend. All right, guys, that's Wedge from Durotan's Couch picking up their first match win of the season, upsetting Team Training Wheels in an epic game number 3. We have more NGS games, and I'm going to throw you over to one of those right now, since we are done here. It is going to be... I should have had this ready ahead of time, but we're going to throw you over to Division A, Dread Pirates versus Luxorian Sun. So hang out for that match as well. And be sure to come back tomorrow. I will be casting Division A. PFM versus Nobo Esprouts, which should be a spectacular game at 7 o'clock. Also at 7 o'clock is the NGS Thursday Night Showdown, so be sure to use that Twitch multi-TV feature. Everyone have a fantastic night, and we will see you in the next